Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And as always, I would like to bless, wrong deck, all of my cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see my little stingers, what the week ahead has in store for you and your actions and your path ahead. This week you get the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is lots, I mean all the cards are lots of things, but this card, especially as an actions card, this kind of suggests that you are ready to snap yourself out of some kind of funk. Maybe you have been expecting things to go one specific way, and this week you're kind of saying to yourself, you know what, I can kind of let go of that. Whatever it is that I've perceived should happen, I'm ready to let go of that idea in favor of whatever the universe wants to bring me. In short, you're starting to open up all of your own energy. This is about you really opening up your viewpoint. And I kind of feel, because I've always said that Scorpio is a very psychic sign, like very psychic sign. You know, and the interesting thing with this card is it tends to see something just outside of our vernacular of understanding is on its way to us. We just can't intuit what that is at this moment in time. So the fact that you're doing this inner sort of preparation work, this is about you really releasing on the inside. You know that moment where you take your foot off the brake and the car starts, you know, starts going? That's the feeling that I have from this card. And it's kind of saying that this week, by opening yourself up internally, you will allow whatever blessings have been bottlenecked and waiting for, you know, to happen or to arrive in your life. It kind of feels like you're snapping yourself out of something this week. That's the feeling that I get from it. Like you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm ready to move past whatever experience I'm having in favor of the experience that I want. And it's kind of like you understand that on an energetic level, it's going to take that open up in order for whatever it is that you want to come through to come through. This week, I just kind of feel like you're, you know, it's almost like you're saying to yourself, snap out of it, you know, like, which is great. And this is the thing as well, you know, when I say to people you should parent yourself, very often what they expect is like, oh, you know, make yourself nice food and stroke your own hair and, you know, put a blankie on and stuff. And, you know, maybe that's what you need. Maybe that is what you need in terms of self-nourishment and you know, self-focused parenting. However, sometimes what it looks like is telling you to snap out of your own bullshit, you know, to catch yourself in whatever it is that you're doing that you know is kind of, you know, when you're just in a funk because you want to be in a funk. And I'm not saying that you are, but this week it looks like you are snapping yourself out of something because you're like, you know what, I've spent enough time on this. I'm now ready to move past it. Your communications and conversations, you have the Knight of Wands, and this is great because this suggests to me that you are ready to unleash your power. You are ready to unleash all of your inner passion and vibrancy and zest for life. This is the thing as well, you know, Scorpio gets a bad rap as like, you know, they're deep, dark and secretive, but you guys really know how to live, you know, like, I mean, like, y'all know how to live out here. Like, seriously, all jokes aside, you really do. And the Knight of Wands is basically saying this is what you're seeking out this week. Those things that are going to excite and invite that passion into your life. Those people that are going to excite you, you know, people that challenge you in a beneficial way. Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is the thing as well. Sometimes people take challenges as conflict, and it's not. Sometimes that challenge is what you need, you know, it's what shores up that inside of you, that is what you believe, right? And I say this to everybody. You have to have your beliefs tested, prod, poked and pushed in order to continue believing in them. And the reason I say that is because if you believe something or you think you believe something, once it comes under fire, that's when you really, you know, especially under a really good argument or under a really observant argument, this is where you have to either defend it or say, actually, you know what, that doesn't hold true and I no longer believe it. This week you have that. It's almost like you're either seeking out, or people in your vicinity are going to give you that beneficial challenge to say, right, okay, well, if you say you believe this, why do you believe it, and what does that actually mean to you? This week you could really be tapping into that energy in a big way, which is great. It's always good to allow the challenge, because then you get to see, one, what you're truly made of, and two, if you really believe what you say you believe in, you know. So your money and materials, you've got the 8 of Cups. So in terms of money and finances, again, I think this is kind of the same message that you've been getting recently. This is about pooling your resources. The number 8 is great when it comes to material wealth, or money when it comes to materials, because it is the number of material life. The 8 of Cups for me is all about power dynamics. And this week, it could be that you start to discover the links and the connections between money, materials, and finances, and either your personal outlook about how you feel, or how the external world, especially when it comes to money and finances, affect your inside or your internal being. This is about you really taking that power back and saying, right, okay, money doesn't control me. I control the money, or the flow of money, certainly, in my own life. And ultimately, it should be used, it should be used to enhance my life, rather than, serve to stress me out and make me work myself into an early grave. But it looks like a lot of you are planning some sort of travel. There's more travel on the horizon for you guys, and there's been a lot of it so far, and I think there's going to continue to be. So, very exciting. Love and relationships, you have the Moon. So I have to tell you honestly, you guys know me by now. The Moon card, when it comes to love and relationships, this is not a time for you to get serious with anyone or anything. This is a time for all things to be transient when it comes to the love sector, especially for those of you that are single. Keep it easy, keep it breezy, keep it light, keep it fun. This is not the time to be forging big, deep connections. Although it's not this week, Mercury is already in shadow this week. It starts on I'm sure it's like the 2nd of February, Mercury goes into shadow, which means it's on the downward spiral towards that retrograde, the first retrograde of 2020. If you haven't got yours yet, get your retrograde survival kit. It's £10 off. It's in the link in the description box below. But yeah, for those of you that are single, easy breezy, light, fun does it, right? This is not a week for big sweeping sort of, let's get caught up in all the emotion. Just have fun. For those of you that are partnered, this could be the time for you to really start dispelling what you believe about your relationship and start finding ways to inject more passion into it. The reason I say that is because over the course of the long term, if you're not able to do that, as Scorpios, you guys know yourselves better than anybody. That's going to be a big part of what eventually drives the wedge, right? So you need to really think about addressing that this week. Also, the past could be coming back in some way, shape or form. Now, this doesn't mean an ex or a partner or anything like that. For some of you, it could. It's more a case of old feelings and old thoughts and old... an understanding of old motivations, so to speak, right? So your key to the week is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune has been really active this week. Really active this week. And the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. So I'm going to have to check to see what the big dude is doing up there. But again, signs, synchronicities, being in the right place at the right time. Going with the ebb and flow of life is your message, your key to the week message for this week, right? It undulates, it travels, it flows, it ebbs, it goes up, it goes down, all of it. We are all on the cycle of life. Don't be on the cycle of karma. All right, that's especially with that Moon card there. That's your big message this week. So, you'll catch it anyway. I think you guys are smart and deep enough to know, when it comes up, you'll just be like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go down that path anymore. I'm done with it. Whatever that may be for you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. If it's not too personal, let me know in the comments how it goes. Take care, and I'll see you soon.